Hi, BookTube. So September is still going to be a crazy month. I do have a good selection of books, but they're mostly very short books. Yeah, I don't know what else to say there. So I know you've seen this book a million times on my TBRs, but I am telling you, I will read it this month. This is my must-read for this month. I have to read Jane Eyre. No question. It has to be done. And I'm pretty sure everyone knows about Jane Eyre. Then I have a collection of short stories by Ray Bradbury. This collection's called The Martian Chronicles. Ray Bradbury is a science fiction master. I don't know what else to say about him. Read Fahrenheit 451 if you haven't read it yet, and then move on to his other stuff, because it's well worth the read. And this is another book I can't believe I haven't read yet. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. I've watched the movie multiple times, and I've read Wicked, and I really want to read the original, so Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Next I have a play, and that is Endgame by Samuel Beckett. I thoroughly enjoyed and was inspired by Waiting for Godot, and I figured I should probably read more Samuel Beckett and some more absurd plays. I really love absurd plays, so yes. Then I plan on reading The Diving Bell and the Butterfly by Jean-Dominique Bauby. This is actually an interesting story in the way that it was written. So Jean-Dominique Bauby had a stroke, and he could only control one of his eyelids. And so he dictated this book with his eyelids. So this is, I believe, 140 pages of a guy blinking out a story. I think that in itself is amazing. I'm really looking forward to how the story goes. Next is another very short novel. It's Jonathan Livingston Seagull, written by Richard Bach. I really like this because there's a lot of full-page pictures here. Look at all the birds. But there is text as well, so I'm not exactly cheating. I'm not just looking at a picture book of birds. Yeah, it's about seagulls. That's pretty much all I know. Then I want to read Regeneration by Pat Barker. This is about a person who comes back from World War II, and he has post-traumatic stress disorder, or as they called it back then, shell shock. And I'm really interested in mental health. Then I went with a fantasy choice. This is The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle. It is what the title says. It's about the last unicorn in the world, and it's a fantasy classic. Then I chose a book of poetry this month. I love Charles Bukowski. I've read most of his prose and a lot of his poetry, but I haven't read this one yet, and this is Mockingbird, Wish Me Luck by Charles Bukowski. Kind of interesting poetry formats and such. Next I chose a bit of a challenging book, and this is Naked Lunch by William S. Burroughs. The author actually said that you can read the chapters in this book in any order. All the little vignettes are about the same character who's a junkie, and he's picking up different aliases and traveling across the Americas. So this will be an interesting read a nice challenging book. I don't know why I'm doing this. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of the books that I read in August or that I'm planning to read in September, and what your thoughts are on them, and remember to keep on reading. Hey, you might want to check out Pickle's Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, and other social media links in the description bar underneath.